port city has now become an issue like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Why am I saying this? Because now we have totally been ignoring the geopolitical issues that may impact when this becomes a reality. Let us be very frank, Mr. Deputy Chairman of Committees. The Indian Ocean has become a hotspot for superpower rivalry. Your attitude was to turn a blind eye and start the landfill. Then there was an unexpected change of government. The Port City project was like an unwanted pregnancy. Initially, our government said we will terminate this unwanted pregnancy. They went for abortion. Then what happened? Doctors said it was too late to do the abortion. If you did the abortion, mother's life will be at risk. Sri Lanka was caught in a death trap. Therefore, we couldn't afford to now abort this. And finally, we are left holding on to the bastard child. Sorry to say this, use that word. We are left to hold this bastard child. Right? Then you come back to power. Now, having come back to power, you have now realized you have to do something about this issue, about the superpower rivalry issue, and Indian Ocean has become virtual hotspot. Therefore, this issue and the investment company and all this has become a serious burden. Now, what do? Then we offer the Indians the Eastern Terminal. There were agitation instigated by the Sri Lanka Ports Authority unions and the Buddhist clergy and various organizations. Who could have instigated those projects or those protests is anybody's guess. Then you say we can't give the Eastern Terminal and we give you the Western Terminal. That nobody knows what is happening now. Surely nobody is happy about all this. So this whole thing has resulted in this mess. Well, now I call this Port City project as an illegitimate child, we'll say. But surely, even if it's an illegitimate child, that child need not suffer because of the parent's mistake. You had the opportunity to teach good manners and let all the neighbors and the wider world forget about the origins of the child purely because he had the qualities of attracting everybody's serious attention. That world, that would have been somewhat possible.
Honourable Member, you have 2 more minutes.
The draft proposal prepared by us and endorsed by the committee appointed by the PM. Then what happened? Now, Honourable Harsha De Silva in the morning very carefully laid out what happened. Now, this draft bill that was prepared by Honourable Harsha De Silva's committee was finally accepted by the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister, and he appointed another committee under the chairmanship of Mr. Ferdinando, and they virtually adopted the draft we prepared. Now somebody at the President's Secretariat has totally changed it upside down. And that is why you had to finally face this situation in the Supreme Court. It's a serious embarrassment to the government. The Supreme Court has virtually given you a thorough slap on your face. So now you are saying, okay, we will now accept all what the Supreme Court says and amend it. But then, even with the amendments, this is virtually a child without limbs. It is a total convolution of the original bill. Now, what has finally happened is that I can tell you, I can go by clause, which I have absolutely no time, but you know what happened in Supreme Court? The Attorney General had to be jumping over provisions to make amendments, which has become a virtual jumble.
Honourable Member, please wind up.
Nobody is going to come and invest in this state, in the state in which this bill is. Therefore, I am asking the government, now take a bipartisan approach. Accept the amendments that have been proposed. Those amendments have been accepted by the Prime Minister's office and sent to the President's office. It has been totally changed. Now, the entire BOI law has
Honourable
been
member,
thrown,
please wind up.
thrown out of the baby with the bathwater has been thrown out, and this has become once again a virtual devil. So therefore, I don't think even the fly-by-night investors will come here looking at the provisions here, because there must be some certainty. Therefore, there has to be some bipartisan approach between the government and the opposition. We have offered some amendments, accept
Honourable
them,
member,
or otherwise
please
refer
wind
it to a
up.
standing committee. Before taking the vote, refer it to a standing committee and let us look at this and take a bipartisan approach. Otherwise, what will happen is no investor will come. Even the so-called money launderers will not even touch this bill and come here if it goes through in this form. And with those words, I conclude, Mr. Deputy Chairman.
Thank you.